Level 1. The Station Rookie. The alarm cuts through the station before you understand what it means. 1 second you are standing beside the ambulance holding a box of fresh gloves. The air smells like disinfectant, old coffee, rubber and rain drying on the bay floor. The fluorescent lights make everything look too clean, too awake, too ready. Then the radio speaks. Chest pain, unknown age, no further information. The room changes instantly. A paramedic grabs the cardiac monitor. An EMT slams a cabinet shut. The ambulance doors swing open and the red lights begin to flash against the white walls. You are not trusted with patients yet. Not the stretcher, not the medication bag, not the radio. Your job is smaller. Restock gloves, wipe down seats, check oxygen. Stay out of the way. But as the crew rushes past you, you realize this quiet station exists for one reason. Someone else's worst minute is always coming. How far can you climb when every rank brings you closer to that minute? Level 2, the EMT trainee. Your first real shift begins with a uniform that still feels too stiff. The shirt collar rubs your neck. The boots feel heavier than they should. Your name tag looks official, but you do not feel official yet. You feel like someone pretending to belong in a place where everyone else already knows what to do. Your partner shows you the ambulance before the first call. Airway bag, trauma bag, oxygen, suction, monitor, stretcher, gloves, sheets, sharps container, radio. Every item has a place, and every missing item could become a problem at the worst possible moment. You check the same cabinet twice because you are afraid of missing something. Then the tones drop. The sound is simple, almost mechanical, but your body reacts before your mind does. Your chest tightens, your mouth goes dry. The crew moves toward the ambulance and you climb into the back, trying not to look as nervous as you feel. The engine starts, the siren rises. Red light flashes across the inside walls as the ambulance pulls into traffic. You sit beside the stretcher, knees braced, one hand gripping the bench. Medical bags shift near your feet. The radio gives only fragments: elderly male, difficulty breathing, family on scene. That is all you know, and somehow you are expected to arrive prepared. When the ambulance stops, the doors open to a small house with porch lights on, and someone waving frantically from the doorway. Your partner grabs the bag and nods for you to follow. You step out into the cold air. For the first time, the training room is gone. This is not practice, this is someone's living room, and you're about to walk inside. Level 3, the basic EMT. You move up when your partner stops doing every task before you can reach for it. Now, when the ambulance doors open, people look at you too. The first call that feels like yours is an elderly woman who fell in her bathroom. Her daughter meets you at the door, crying and apologizing for the mess, as if clean floors matter when her mother is lying on cold tile. The bathroom is small. Too small for the stretcher. Too small for 3 people. Too small for panic, but panic is already there. You kneel beside the patient and the tile presses hard through your pants. The air smells like soap, damp towels and fear. Your gloves squeak as you open the blood pressure cuff. Your hands know the steps because you have practiced them. But your mind keeps repeating one thought. Do not look scared. You ask her name, you ask what happened. You check her breathing, her pulse, her skin, her pain. Your partner watches without interrupting. The daughter stands behind you, asking if her mother is going to be okay. You want to promise yes, you cannot. So you say the only thing you can say honestly. We're going to take care of her. That sentence feels heavier than the medical bag. You help lift her carefully. You learn how hard it is to move a real person through a narrow hallway while protecting their dignity, their pain, and their daughter's trust all at once. In the ambulance, you write your first patient information with hands that are finally steadier. What happens when people look at you like you know how to save them, but you are still learning how to stay calm? And soon staying calm will not be enough. You will have to drive. Level 4. The ambulance driver. The first time you drive with lights and sirens, the ambulance feels too big for the road. From the passenger seat, emergency driving looked controlled. From behind the wheel, it feels like carrying a room full of fragile things through a city that does not know you are coming. Your hands grip the wheel. Your partner is in the back with the patient, calling out updates over the sound of the siren. The monitor beeps. The stretcher locks into place behind you. Cabinets rattle softly with every bump. Ahead, traffic hesitates. Some cars move right. Some freeze. One driver stops in the middle of the intersection like fear has turned him into stone. You slow, check both directions, and push through carefully, heart pounding under your uniform. Driving fast is not the goal. Arriving alive is. Every turn matters, every brake matters, every pothole matters. If you take a corner too hard, your partner feels it in the back. If you stop too suddenly, the patient feels it. If you assume another driver sees you, everyone inside the ambulance pays for that assumption. A call comes in as you transport a man with chest pain. Your partner says his pain is getting worse. The hospital is 8 minutes away. 8 minutes suddenly feels like a lifetime and no time at all. You keep your eyes moving, mirrors, lanes, intersections, pedestrians, traffic lights, the road ahead. The siren screams, but inside your head everything becomes quiet. How much pressure can sit behind a steering wheel when someone's life is moving in the back? You reach the ambulance bay with your shoulders tight and your jaw clenched. Then the back doors open. And you realize the next level is not about driving faster. It is about walking into emergencies as someone expected to act. Level 5, the 911 EMT. You become a 911 EMT when the calls stop feeling like training scenarios. They stop arriving neatly. They come messy, half-explained, and already moving before you get there. Chest pain in a third-floor apartment. Unknown problem at a gas station. Elderly fall at a nursing home. Possible overdose behind a grocery store. Trouble breathing in a house where every family member is talking at once. Every call starts with a few words on the radio. Then it becomes a room, a face, a smell, a sound, a decision. You learn to enter places quickly without looking rushed. You learn to scan the room before you touch the patient. Is there a dog? Is there a weapon? Is the floor slippery? Is the family helping or panicking? Is the patient talking, silent, blue, sweating, confused, angry? One night you walk into a hot apartment where a man sits on the edge of his bed, one hand pressed to his chest, sweat shining on his forehead. His wife stands near the wall, clutching a phone, whispering prayers under her breath. You kneel in front of him. You ask questions. When did it start? Does it move anywhere? Can you breathe? Any history? Any medication? Your hands move through the steps. Oxygen, vitals, aspirin if indicated, monitor ready, stretcher coming in. You are still scared, but now the fear has a job. It keeps you sharp. In the ambulance, the siren starts again. The city blurs past the windows. And for the first time, you understand that emergency medicine is not one big heroic moment. It is hundreds of small correct actions done while everyone else is afraid. But soon you will be allowed to do more than assist, and that is when the fear changes shape. Level 6, the paramedic student. You enter paramedic school thinking more training will make you less afraid. It does not. It only shows you how much more there is to be afraid of. Now the classroom is full of things you used to watch other people handle. IV catheters, medication vials, ECG strips, airway equipment, drug calculations, protocol books thick enough to feel like a warning. As an EMT, your job was to recognize danger, support the patient, and move quickly. Now you are learning to intervene. That word sounds powerful until you understand what it means. It means your hands can help. It also means your hands can harm. During clinical rides, you sit beside an experienced paramedic and try to absorb everything. The way she reads a patient's skin color before touching the monitor. And the way she hears a change in breathing before anyone else notices. The way she asks calm questions while already building a plan in her head. Then one call puts you in front of a patient with chest pain, sweating through his shirt, eyes half closed. The ECG prints out in jagged lines. Your preceptor hands it to you. What do you see? For a second, the paper looks like a foreign language written by someone in a hurry. You force yourself to breathe. Rate, rhythm, pattern, changes, danger signs. Everyone is waiting. The patient, the family, your preceptor, your own future. You give your answer carefully, voice lower than you feel. She nods, not praise, permission to keep learning. If more training gives you more power, does it also give you more ways to be wrong? Soon the decisions will no longer be practice, they will be yours. Level 7. The paramedic. The first time the scene becomes yours, nobody announces it. There is no ceremony, no dramatic pause. No one says, "Now you're in charge." You simply step into a living room and realize every eye has landed on you. A man is on the floor beside the couch. His skin is pale, his breathing is shallow. His wife is crying so hard she can barely answer questions. A firefighter looks up from compressions. Your EMT partner opens the airway bag. The monitor is already on the floor waiting. And you are the paramedic. You hear everything at once. The wife begging him to wake up. The monitor beeping. The radio traffic outside. The sound of your gloves snapping onto your wrists. The small plastic tear of medication packaging. The heavy rhythm of compressions pushing against the room. Your training does not make the fear disappear. It gives the fear a path. You move through the algorithm. Airway, breathing, circulation, rhythm check, medication, timing, transport decision. You speak clearly because unclear words waste seconds. You assign tasks because panic fills empty space. You look calm because everyone in the room needs someone to look calm. Inside, you are counting everything. Minutes, pulses, breaths, doses, chances. Later, you will remember pieces of the call, not the whole thing. The wife's hands shaking. The sound of the stretcher wheels on the porch, the red lights on the ceiling of the ambulance. Your own voice giving the hospital report like it belongs to someone else. What does it cost to be the calmest person in the room when everyone else is breaking? By the time the call is over, you understand that being a paramedic is not about feeling brave. It is about acting while fear is still inside you. Level 8. The field training officer. You become a field training officer when the new EMT in the back of the ambulance reminds you too much of yourself. He sits too straight. He checks the same cabinet twice. He laughs at the wrong moment because silence makes him nervous. When the tones drop, his eyes widen for half a second before he tries to hide it. You see it. Because you used to do the same thing. Now your job is not only to treat patients, it is to teach someone else how to stand inside chaos without becoming part of it. The call is a young woman having a panic attack in a crowded parking lot. Her breathing is fast, her hands are curled tight. Her friends talk over each other. Someone keeps saying she is dying. Someone else is filming until you tell them to stop. And the new EMT freezes near the stretcher. You do not shame him. You step beside him and speak low. Start with her name, then her breathing. He kneels down, voice shaking at first, then steadier. You watch his hands, his posture, his timing. You correct him gently when he moves too fast. You let him work when he starts doing it right. That is the strange weight of this rank. You are responsible for the patient in front of you and for the provider becoming himself beside you. On the ride back, he stares at his gloves and says, "I thought I was going to mess it up." You look out the windshield at the city lights and remember saying almost the same thing years ago. The system does not survive because people are born ready. It survives because someone teaches them how not to run. Level 9, the EMS Shift Supervisor. When you become the EMS Shift Supervisor, the emergencies no longer arrive one at a time. They arrive as a map. Ambulances moving across the city, crews waiting at hospitals, units out of service, a truck with a low oxygen supply, a medic who has already run 5 hard calls in one shift, a new EMT who says he is fine but has not spoken since the overdose call. Your office is not really an office, it is a desk near the radio, a clipboard full of staffing notes, a phone that never feels fully silent, and a screen showing where everyone is supposed to be. Outside the window, ambulances roll in and out of the bay like lungs filling and emptying. Then the system tightens. One ambulance is stuck waiting to transfer care at the hospital. Another crew needs a break after a cardiac arrest. A third unit has a mechanical warning light. At the same time, the radio reports a crash across town, a seizure in a grocery store, and an elderly man having trouble breathing. There are more emergencies than available units. Everyone wants the closest ambulance, but there is no perfect answer. You send one crew to the crash. You move another unit to cover the empty zone. You call maintenance. You check on the medic who is too quiet. You tell dispatch the delay is real, not laziness. This is the first rank where saving people feels like moving pieces on a board you did not design. And every piece is tired. When there are more emergencies than ambulances, who gets help first? Above this level, the choices become less immediate. But the consequences get larger. Level 10. The EMS Chief. At the top, the sirens are farther away. You do not ride every call anymore. You do not kneel on bathroom floors, carry stretchers down narrow stairs, or grip the ambulance wheel while traffic refuses to move. Your uniform is cleaner now. Your office has city reports, budget folders, staffing plans, response time charts, and a window that looks down toward the ambulance bay. But the calls still reach you. They arrive as numbers, complaints, news reports, lawsuits, meeting agendas, overtime requests, and quiet conversations with exhausted supervisors. A late ambulance is not just a late ambulance anymore. It is a question from the city council. A burned-out medic is not just one tired employee. It is a warning about the whole system. You sit in meetings where people talk about efficiency, funding, staffing, liability, public trust, and response targets. Everyone wants better service. Few people want to pay what it costs. You remember what it felt like to stand in the back of the ambulance, trying not to look scared. You remember the first patient who looked at you like you knew what to do. You remember the sound of a wife crying in a living room while you counted compressions. Now your decisions shape whether crews have enough people, enough training, enough equipment, and enough time to recover before the next call. This is the rank you once imagined as control, but it feels more like distance. After climbing every rank, do you lead the system, or does every call still own a part of you? You begin as the person restocking gloves in a station that smells like disinfectant and old coffee. You learn the cabinets, the bags, the stretcher, the radio. Then you climb into the ambulance, step into strangers' homes, measure vital signs with shaking hands, drive through traffic with someone's life moving behind you, and become the person others look to when panic fills the room. Every level gives you more skill, but it also takes something. You become calmer, faster, sharper. You learn how to speak when families cry, how to move when time disappears, how to teach the new person beside you, and how to make decisions when there are more emergencies than ambulances. At the top, you no longer touch every patient, but every patient still depends on the system you lead. EMS is not just sirens, uniforms, and flashing lights. It is tired people showing up when life breaks open and someone needs help right now. So the next time you hear an ambulance pass in the night, ask yourself, who is inside and what moment are they racing toward? If this journey made you see emergency work differently, like the video, share it, and comment which hidden system you want to experience next.